Welcome to the second half of World News Today. I'm Randolf Jamias. U.S. President Barack Obama thanked his supporters at an inaugural reception at the National Building Museum in Washington on Sunday. The president was joined on stage by First Lady Michelle Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, and Dr. Jill Biden. Obama, who kept his remarks brief, said the inauguration on Monday was a very important celebration.
Make sure you know that what we're celebrating is not the election or swearing in of a president. What we're doing is celebrating each other and celebrating this incredible nation that we call home. And after we celebrate, let's make sure to work as hard as we can to pass on an America that is worthy not only of our past, but also of our future. God bless you guys. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Earlier, the president took the official oath for his second term at the White House in a small private ceremony that set a more subdued tone compared to the historic start of his presidency 4 years ago. Obama will be sworn in publicly on Monday outside the west front of the Capitol, overlooking the National Mall, in front of as many as 800,000 people. A much bigger ceremony replete with a major address and a parade. Let's move to Turkey. Ankara, the Turkish capital, is still trying hard to bring its air pollution down to the strict EU environmental targets by 2014. According to the World Bank, Istanbul is the 7th most polluted city in the world, while Turkey's capital, Ankara, ranks 26th out of 97, both surpassing acceptable limits set by the World Health Organization. Government initiatives such as converting household heating systems from coal to natural gas, moving factories farther from the city, and building a subway system to reduce pollution from motor vehicles have all helped improve the air quality in Ankara. Air quality measuring units are also deployed in big companies and factories, which are under government order to monitor their pollutants. In these units, 5 elements of air quality are measured. They include nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, the ozone, and particle matters. Now in Scotland, 4 climbers were killed in an avalanche in the Scottish Highlands on Saturday, police said. By far the worst incident linked to a blast of cold weather that has hit Britain. The victims, 2 men and 2 women, were in a party of 6 out climbing in the Glencoe area, renowned for its beautiful landscapes. Scotland is home to Britain's highest mountains and is a popular destination for hikers and climbers. Deputy Leaser of the Glencoe Mountain Rescue Team, Andy Nelson, described the scene when he was called to assist the climbers.
So we're faced with obvious avalanche debris in a fairly confined area, maybe 100 meters by 40, 50 meters. Evidence of equipment lying around from the climbers, and just the job then is to start digging around and trying to get them out of the snow.
The 6th climber was safe and well and being cared for by emergency services. Although Britain has a large and enthusiastic community of hill walkers and mountaineers, it does not have any major mountain chains. Accidents on the scale of the Glencoe incident are rare. Meanwhile, in Australia, scientists in the country have developed a way to ripen fruit while it's being transported to market. They say the technique could revolutionize the fresh fruit industry and bring down the cost of healthy produce for consumers. Ben Gruber has more.
Fresh fruit may be healthy, but it can also be expensive. One of the reasons is the time and money it takes to ripen fruit before it goes on sale. In most cities and towns, when fruit arrives at the grocery store, it's not yet ripe. Supermarkets use ripening rooms and compressed ethylene gas, a natural plant hormone, to trigger and speed up the ripening process. But Queensland University professor Besh Bandari and his team say there's a better, less expensive way. They've developed a method to turn ethylene gas into powder, which can help ripen fruit while it's in transit.
What we did is simply just putting the powder in the truck, small amount of powder. I can imagine about only 40 grams of powder, in one place, and then there was about 20 ton of mango in the truck, and it was enough, So the ripening process starts right during the transport of the mango.
Researcher Bin Ho says that ethylene gas in powder form is safer, more stable, and cheaper than it is as a gas.
We hope this development will help a lot for farmers and the development of post-harvest technology, not only in Australia, but all over the world.
Fruit grower Peter Tai says that if his products arrived ready to eat at grocery stores, it would be cheaper for the stores to process and ultimately less expensive for consumers as well.
A normal truck trip to Perth for the stock we send over there takes about 4 days, so it could be quite useful for them to have their product arrived in a ready-to-use condition. So it's different applications for different products.
It will save a lot because we got some email from some people that they spend $1.40 to ripen 4 kilograms of fruit. It costs sometimes that much.
The team have filed a patent for their ethylene powder. They say it's ripe for commercialization.
An amazing story this time. A New Zealand man found a message in a bottle, believed to be 76 years old, and has tracked down the sender's grandson, who lives in Australia. Jeff Flood said he went for a walk on New Zealand's 90-mile beach in November 2012 when he stumbled upon a bottle sitting in the sand. Inside the bottle was a note dated March 17, 1936. Local media said the note read, "At sea, would the finder of this bottle kindly forward this note, where found, date, to undermentioned address." The note was signed H.E. Hilbrick, 72, Richmond Street, Leaderville, Western Australia. Flood said he started looking for the sender, Herbert Ernest Hilbrick, only to discover that he died in the 1940s. Nine Network reported. He then managed to find Herbert Hilbrick's grandson, Peter Hilbrick, who lives in Perth, Western Australia. Hilbrick added that he has never met his grandfather. Local media reported that Peter Hilbrick has decided to donate the bottle to a maritime museum in New Zealand. Back at the heat at the Australian Open, Victoria Azarenka was back to her ruthless best as the defending champion advanced to the Australian Open quarterfinals with a 6-1, 6-1 demolition of Russia's Elena Vesnina in less than an hour on Monday. Azarenka's next opponent, a resurgent Svetlana Kuznetsova, stunned former world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki in an absorbing encounter on Rod Laver Arena to reach the quarterfinals with 6-2, 2-6, 7-5 victory on Monday. The former world number 2 will play the winner of the next match on Rod Laver Arena between defending champion Victoria Azarenka and Elena Vesnina. On final news, Brian Gay clinched his 4th PGA Tour title in champion style when he beat fellow American Charles Howell III and Swede David Lindberth in a sudden death playoff to win the Humana Challenge on Sunday. Gay sealed victory in fading light on the Palmer private course at PGA West after striking a superb approach to 5 feet at the par 4 10th, the second extra hole, and coolly sinking the birdie putt. On that note, we end today's World News. Thanks for the company and have a good one.